Praise Yah, praise Yah, praise Yah. Blessings and love, beautiful people. Shalom, shalom, peace, peace. All right, y'all. We're gonna jump on in and do one of our pop-up message moments, if you will, right? Praise Yah. Here at the Rukaya Ahmet community, we love to sometimes just jump on and just do a pop-up message, y'all, because y'all know how it be. Sometimes you're in the word and you're building and you're breaking the word down and you're, you know what I'm saying, just getting into the word, you know what I mean? And a message will just like be so loud in your head. It's like, yo, definitely got to share this, right? So this is one of the moments, y'all. Praise y'all. Pop-up message, you know what I mean, for the day, if you will, right? So y'all just take it for what it is, right? If it applies to you, so be it. Take it in and apply it. If it don't apply to you, send it to somebody else that it might apply to, right? But I definitely believe that this is a message that applies to us all across the four corners of this earth where all of y'all people are. Praise Yah, right? We have got to really apply, if you will, being approved by Yah, right? I think so many times we go through so many different stages and phases of our life that we get caught up in maybe, the hustle and bustle of the world. We get caught up in nepotism. We get caught up in respect the person, right? We get caught up in, oh, how big is this assembly or this congregation, or how many people, is saying something about maybe something you share, whatever, you know what I mean? We get caught up in a lot of things that distract us from the Most High, and that is technically what an adversary is, right? A lot of people focus on one particular thing, if you will. They'll say the devil or Satan, like just focusing on that one thing. That is not the only adversary, right? When you look at the function or the context of the word in its proper form, adversaries, it's things or people that distract you from doing the will of the Most High, that distract you from being the best that you can be in the Most High, in his righteousness and his holiness, right? So not to go too far off topic, because real quick, this message is really about the company that we keep, right? When we get to see a person's true color is when we no longer benefit them, right? When we no longer, or when they can no longer juice or leech off you, right? We have people that are around us, and I'm talking about believers first, right? That will juice, right? Like dumping, right? And then the next thing you know, they ain't nowhere around. Next thing you know, or they're going to, to share or tell somebody, what I'm saying, about a conversation or a situation that's going on with you without you even being there, right? These are our people that when they no longer benefit you, then all of a sudden you ain't got no place or no space in a life, right? And listen, y'all, it's very, sad that some of us learn this lesson the hard way. You put in time, you put in years, right? You're bringing somebody in your space to share different thoughts and ideas, and doing the kingdom works, and we're talking about what's so interesting, because it'll be somebody who, like, it's like, okay, because that's a whole nother topic. Let's just stay focused, right? We're gonna stay focused, y'all. Again, I'm telling you, this is a pop-up message, and I'm praying that the Most High will allow me to just get in the juice, if you will, of this message, just to get us, to start thinking, you know what I mean, to provoke us to righteousness. But we have to first look within. We have to first look around us so that we can know where we need to tweak something, if you will, where we need to give up something or someone, or you know what I mean, or go forward. You know what I mean? Look at this real quick on the screen. It says you not only have to watch the company you keep, but you gotta watch the company that they keep too. And this is in scripture, right? So I got a list of scriptures here, y'all, but we ain't gonna go through them all. I'm probably gonna just hit on maybe about 4 or 5 of them real quick, right? Just to get us in the mind space where we need to actually start to pay attention to these things, right? Earlier, just mentioning that word nepotism, right? Or respect the persons, right? Me and my sis has been talking. We've been talking about this for the last couple of days, right? Because when you look at the way that sometimes we, and I'm saying as believers, because I'm talking about people who know the Most High, those of us who claim we know him, those of us who claim we are walking in the laws and the statutes and the commandments of the Most High, right? There should be a way that we live that people should see that stability in us of the Most High, right? And we got to watch the way that we even deal with each other, right? I had an experience recently with a sister who we were gonna do a track, and she had got brought in on it, and it was like, oh nah, like, and I'm being, just a little careful with the details that I share, because it's gonna be put on the forefront, if you will, in another way, but just, to highlight, if you will, watching the company we keep, and then watching the company that company that we keep too, right? Because sometimes we'll have people that will be associated with, then we have people that we love that are in our circle, but then when you look at the company that they keep, and here's the thing, y'all, listen, if you are cool with somebody that is cool with somebody who has wronged you, who has offended you, who has disrespected or bashed or talked about or shared anything secret about you, if somebody is still linked to that person, that is respectfully somebody to kind of be like, let me see what's up, right? Let me see what's up. Why, right? And this is why we have got to check ourselves. We have got to look at ourselves and see where we stand in any situation that's going on in our lives, especially those of us who say we are keepers of the way of the Most High, especially those of us who are say that we are doing the will. Now let's jump into it, y'all, because again, this is just a quick pop-up message, just sharing some things that you know what I mean, that came across my mind as I was in the midst of doing and I'm trying to stop even using that word studying, but y'all know what I'm saying, it is what it is for the sake of conversation. So as I was, doing some studying and some reading in the word, like this just kept coming. It's like boom, I'm like, oh whoa. I'm serious, y'all. When I read one of the scriptures, I said, what did I do? I had to start thinking about like conversations that I had. I started thinking about the company that I keep and the company that they keep, and then and then y'all know how it go when you get into the word, it just goes into like a domino effect of making sure. And this is what self-check is first, because we got to check in with ourselves first to see where we are at, not just in the Most High, but where we are at in our lives as believers and keepers of the way, right? So just bear with me, y'all, for a few minutes, because I know I'm kind of like all over the place a little bit, and just dropping multiple things, in the midst of focusing and highlighting on this one particular thing, right? So this particular quick message, y'all, is about the company that we keep. Right? You not only have to watch the company you keep, but you have to watch the company that they keep. Right? When we look at walking in the righteousness, right? The standards, the morals, the values of the Most High, and we are talking about how we are active in the faith. We've got to watch everything that goes on in our lives. We got to be paying attention to everything that's going on, not just in our lives, but within our inner being, right? So let's go ahead and jump. Like I said, just gonna share maybe 3 or 4, okay, 5, because I got a list right here and I got them numbered. So let me just be clear. So 5, so 3 to 5, because it's not going to be too long. So if we only get through about 3, that's cool. If there's a time to get through about 5, that's also cool. You know what I mean? And then Most High bless, if there's time, I'll just share kind of like the list of scriptures that touch on this, right? So let's jump to Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 13 verse 20. Proverbs chapter 13 verse 20. And Most High bless y'all. Y'all know we'll definitely kind of just get into a little bit of the Hebrew, the Aramaic, a little bit of the ancient Shemitic languages like Amharic, and just different languages like that. Most High bless, right? But like, word up, y'all, we have truly got to be mindful of the company we keep, and then the company that company keeps, right? It reminds me of this word. I think the word is pernicious, right? I think I'm pronouncing it right? But there's a word that is called pernicious, and it's like, ooh wee, but it's attached to company, and it just tells you about y'all, maybe we'll get into it and we'll get to share the definition of it, but definitely look that word up. Pernicious. Nepotism, definitely look that up, right? And respect the persons, because that's what the scripture teaches us about. All these words are spin-offs of respect the person, and the Most High said that it is not a good thing, that it is sin, that it is something that we should not be about or do. You know what I mean? The Most High himself don't have respect the person, right? And I know we gotta be able to understand the word in its proper context, so we can definitely get into that too, maybe some other time, but let's get into it, right? Proverbs chapter 13 verse 20. It says, hold on, let me go back, just lost my screen, there we go. It says, he that walks with the wise man shall be wise. He that walks with wise men shall be wise, right? But a companion of fools shall be destroyed, or the Hebrew word there would be broken, right? So, but a companion of fools shall be broken. Look at this in this context, right? It's talking about the company that we keep, right? If we are walking with someone, right? That word there is halak, right? That's like somebody that you like going in a way with. It's a manner of life, just kind of walking about, somebody who's also leading the way. It's like in that context, right? So it's saying he that walks, right? He that proceeds in the way, he that has a manner of life, he that like comes and walk about or is led, you know what I mean? Like, and it also could be mean led away. So that's another, a spinoff. But the Hebrew word is halak for those who are following along in the Hebrew. The Strong's is H1980. The origin of that word would be from H3212. If you are studying in the ancient Hebrew lexicon, that Strong's number will be 1980, and the ancient Hebrew lexicon number would be 1264. Okay, and that's for for those who, I don't want to just be like, oh, halak and this in the Hebrew, blah blah blah, right? But it says he that walks with the wise, he that walks with wise. Kakam, wise men, skillful, wise, somebody who is very well learned, right? It even has, crafty or shrewd. So it's like, what, right? But I love the end of that. It says wise, ethically, and we'll use the word religiously, right? Because that's another conversation too, is understanding religious and religion, right? But that's a whole nother conversation, right? But wise, one who is intelligent, skillful, or artful, a wise-hearted individual, right? Again, that word is kakam, which is wise, wise, wisdom, beautiful, y'all, right? So I'm trying to really like keep this short, y'all. I really am. But I really need us to catch the message. Catch the message, right? He that walks with wise men shall be wise. The company we keep, it speaks. It speaks when we're loud. It speaks when we're silent. It speaks when we're around and when we're not, right? So if we are walking with those who are wise, it's saying that that person's going to be wise too, because the company we keep does influence us. Whether we like it or not, whether we want to believe it or not, we are influenced by those that we are around, that by those that we build with, talk with, you know what I mean? Like, so if you around, ratchet people, you pick up some of that ratchet and stop playing, right? But if we are around somebody who's wise, then what? We're going to pick up that wisdom from that person, right? And you can see this in the next part of this verse, right? Continuing on in Proverbs 13:20, it says, but a companion of fools, and it's so interesting because this word here is raw, right? Raw, and in the proper context, it'll be associated with like pasturing or someone who's grazing or feeding. Really interesting, right? But also, if you go a little further down in the definition, it is someone you are associated with, someone who is a friend or a companion. But I love that it says a special friend. I love that it says that, because that means that's somebody that you took time with, for them to be in your space or for you to be in their space, right? It's a companion, right? There is some special connection there. But peep out what it says. But a companion of fools shall be broken, right? And the regular KJV, it may say shall be destroyed, but in the Hebrew it shall be broken. Shall be broken, right? And it's so interesting because, again, when you look at the Hebrew language and just things in its context, it's like that word ru'ah, it's very similar to ru'ah, like shout or loud. But you can see that, right? Because if you are with a companion of fools, you will start to be what? Broken, right? But I love that it's, when you look at the context of it being broken from what? Broken from that wisdom, broken from a certain flow, right? Because now you are being loud and you're ratchet, as the word that people like to use, right? It's so interesting, some of the things that we attach to ourselves, and it's like, nah, man, that's why I'm telling you, don't let nobody put nothing on you, right? If somebody got issues and they dealing with it, right, it's theirs, and if you are there to help them, praise Yah, but don't let them put that on you, right? Like sometimes for those of us, who was in the world, like maybe in the streets and things like that, there was certain slang or words that we would use and we would put on ourselves, right? But they would be like negative type words, right? But you then become kind of like that mind space. So we got to be careful of that when we're dealing with ourselves first. But again, going back to who we are dealing with and keeping company with, our lives should be a message of holiness and righteousness, especially to not especially and definitely those of us who are claiming that we are, keepers of the Most High's way, that we are keeping laws, statutes, and commandments, that we are walking in holiness and righteousness and following in a path of all the righteous that walked before us, and following in the leadership of Hamashiach, our Messiah, right? It's like it's time to elevate. Why are we waiting to elevate as a people? Why are we walking around still having respect of persons? Why are we keeping company with someone who is not showing themselves to be worthy of the Most High? Period. It is what it is, and I'm talking about whether it's a believer or not, right? The company we keep does speak about us. But I love this mindset or this concept that I just came across earlier. It says, watch the company you keep, but you got to watch the company that they keep too. Right? It's so interesting that we put certain blocks, if you will, on our eyes, right? And I'm talking spiritually and physically, right? Because I'll use that word "want," because we want things to be a certain way. We want people to be a certain way, situations to be a certain way. And sometimes we miss the reality of it because we have now attached our feelings or emotions to it, right? We must not only watch the company that we keep, but we must also watch the company that they keep. That's the realest thing I heard today, y'all. I'm telling y'all, when I read that, I said, what? Oh my God, that's good, right? All right, so let's go ahead and jump to Proverbs chapter 22, verses 24 through 25, right? Proverbs chapter 22. And we're going to jump to verses 24 and 25, right? It says, make no friendship with an angry man, and with a furious man you shall not go, unless you learn his ways and get a snare to your own soul. Is this not talking about the company we keep? It said, make no friendship. Make no friendship, right? When that's that word there that it could be used for grace and passion, which I think is so amazing too, because it's like also showing you like there's some type of pattern, right? There's some type of pattern. We as a people have so much healing to do, right? We've been so traumatized, if you will, by society, by these crazy traditions that we have grown up with that's against the Most High, right? Like that, it has dumbed us down. It has dumbed us down, and now we ignore intuition, if you will. We ignore flags, if you will. Like, you know what I'm saying? We ignore certain things that we should not be ignoring, because these things are giving us, signs, if you will, of how we should move and function when it comes to certain things, right? When you look again at what this is, and I love this, y'all. We was listening to a song yesterday, by a brother named Bashi, I believe, right? A UK rapper, and he got a song called "How the Black Man Has Lost Their Smile," I think. And I might be saying the title wrong, right? But it just goes through different things that has happened, to our melanated brown brothers, you know what I'm saying, just throughout history. And, he talks about like how it has changed, the trajectory, if you will. It's the same thing with the company we keep, right? Pay attention. We have to, right? But the only way that we will know certain things is if we for real got a relationship with ourselves. Right? Of course, after the Most High, like that's a given, right? Relationship with the Most High first, above all, before anybody, yes, and clean before yourself, right? But we have got to understand certain things about ourselves, right? In order to see certain things in other people, in order to know, hey, this is somebody I want to be around, or this is somebody I'm not. But again, we get into this stage of respect of persons, that even though a person has shown you that they, are not trustworthy, or they're not loyal, right? We'll say, because we got this, let's forgive and give another chance. Like, let's be clear, man. Scripture do not say that you have to forgive and then put yourself back in a situation to do it, to forgive that same person again, right? But we don't want to talk about that, because people take scripture so far out of context for their own benefit that, man, sometimes it can be so vexing, right? But let's peep out what it say. Let's go back to Proverbs, right? Chapter 22, verses 24 through 25, right? And I love this saying that it says, It says, associate yourself with people of good quality, for it's better to be alone than to be in bad company. We reading this now in the scripts. Proverbs 13 and 20, we just read that. Proverbs 22 and 24 to 25. Right? Make no friendship with an angry man, and with a furious man you shall not go. Like this is so beautiful, because this is like, hey, pay attention. Pay attention to who you're around. Pay attention to their mannerisms, right? It says, go not with an angry man or a furious man. And peep, this is two different words, y'all. It's two different words, right? That furious is like someone who's in a heated rage, right? Like a point. Like, it's so interesting because it refers to it in the Hebrew. The word is I think is kemah, right? And it's like a poisonous type rage. Woo! Like a poisonous type rage, man. Most High, and this is allowing through this word, through this context, to say, stay away from that. Don't even make no company or no friendship with them, right? It says, unless you learn their ways and you get a snare to your own soul. Why? Because now you are going to be walking around like that. Like, people think it's a joke when you say certain things, like, you know, like somebody can like put their mood off on you. Why you want a bad mood put off on you? You want a good mood, good vibes, peace and love and joy, right? And we know there's a time and a place for everything. But we got to be mindful, y'all. We got to stand on the truth of the Most High by our actions, by our thoughts, by our diligence, and by the way that we handle the business of the Most High. Right? And like, that's real. Right? So let's just go ahead, y'all, because I want to close this out. It's already a little lengthier, but hey, you know what I'm saying, it is what it is, right? It's a pop-up message, you know what I'm saying, and praise y'all, like when we do have time to do these pop-up messages, we usually just, you know what I mean, do them. It's usually no like time per se on them, but you know what I mean, just always being mindful of each other and each other's time, right? So let's go ahead and jump to Psalms 1. We're not gonna jump to it, but read Psalms 1. Read Psalms 1, y'all. That's like, what? It's talking about that same thing, the company that we keep, right? The things that we give our attention to and our time to, right? Take heed, man. Read all of Psalms 1. Read all of Psalms 1. Let's go ahead and jump real quick to Psalms chapter 26, verses 4 through 5. Psalms 26, verse 4 through 5. All right. So let's get it, y'all. Psalms 26, verse 4 through 5. And I appreciate y'all bearing with me, man. You know, I know my voice sound like froggish because, you know, a little tired. I mean, you know, and a good tired, right? You know what I mean? We got some holy days going on over this way. So we up late chilling. Y'all know what it is. Enjoying each other's company over here. So, yeah, y'all. Late nights, but good late nights. Praise y'all. All right, so Psalms 26, verses 4 through 5. Psalms 26, verses 4 through 5. It says, I have not sat with vain persons, neither will I go in with dissemblers. Oh, y'all, that is hard, right? Like, won't even be in the company of someone who dissembles, right? Someone who breaks things up. So and when you get into it, man, it's talking about like somebody who kind of hide their self, if you will, like basically like I heard my sister said the other day, like people like who's the catfish people, right? That's the same context of a person who's a dissembler, like you faking, you know what I mean? Look at what it's saying. I have not sat with vain persons. Like I ain't even giving my time or energy and none of that to that type of person or being, right? I have hated the assembly of evildoers and will not sit with the wicked. That word is kahal. It's assembly, company, congregation, convocation, right? It's talking about any like group of people, right? Or an organized group of people, right? It could be something saying, but it's usually concretely used as company or assembly or a multitude of people, right? It says, I have hated this group or this thing of evildoers and will not sit with the wicked. Right? So many of us talk this lifestyle, man, and how bold we are for the Most High and the faith and spreading the word and spreading the truth. But we still sitting around and dealing with people who ain't really about a Most High business. Still sitting around talking about, you know, that person. Like I was telling y'all briefly about a situation I had earlier with a sister. That this sister justified stealing somebody's song. Right? Oh well, no. And I mentioned to this particular individual about fake righteousness. That's what's going on in the nation. Fake righteousness. We have got to watch the company we keep, starting with ourselves. What is going on with our inward parts? How are we feeling about ourselves? Are we showing love to ourselves? Are we actually inwardly elevating in our intimate relationship with the Most High? Because that is what's going to determine who or what who we deal with, who we talk to, how. You know what I mean? We've got to be able to actually be walking this way out. Right? We got a study coming up, Most High bless, this week, right? Where do we stand? We have to question ourselves first. And then we got to also do it on the reverse. Are we the type of company that somebody else needs to be keeping? Where do we stand, man? We got to ask ourselves the same thing. It ain't always it ain't all about the company that we keep, but are we the type of company that we would want somebody to keep? Are we walking in righteousness? Are we walking in the light? Are we honest? Are we loyal? Are we full of integrity? Right? Because if it's about the company you keep and then watching the company that they keep, but you part of that company, what does it say about you? Me, we, us. We have to be accountable for our righteousness, y'all. Right? Let's go ahead and finish this, man. We're going to finish this up with Psalms 55, and then I'll do my best to share the other scriptures. But let's go ahead and jump to Psalms 55, and we're going to read verses 14 and 17. Psalms 55, verses 14 and 17. All right, let's go, y'all. Psalms 55, verses 14 and 17. So 14 says, we took sweet counsel together and walked to the house of the Most High in company. And I love that, right? Because where it says like we took sweet counsel together, in the Hebrew it says who sweetened the counsel, right? So but we gotta think about what counsel is. You know what I mean? That's talking. You are sharing, intimate things, you know what I mean? Even intimacy with the Most High, right? Because we know we get counsel from the Most High. So it's pretty much like a session. It's real talk. That's where they get that word counseling from, right? Because it's being in the company of a person, like on purpose. On purpose. It's an intimate type of consultation, right? That's why it says we took sweet counsel. Right? The sweetness is that pleasant thing. It's that intimate thing, and it's almost like the implication of I guess that's the best word to say, like just pleasantness, right? Dawid is saying, like, look, that's what we were doing. We were taking counsel together. But look where he said at though, in the house of the Most High, right? Because those that we have around us should be elevating us to the next level of righteousness, right? Right? So it's really, I love this because it's really emphasizing or highlighting on the company that we keep and where we're keeping that company at. But again, it can't only be about the company that we keep. It has to go back to us. Are we the company that somebody needs to keep? Right? Are we the company that somebody needs to keep as well? We've got to be mindful of everything when we are truly serving the Most High, and it's about representing the Most High. We got to be mindful about every single aspect and area of our lives, starting with ourselves. I love this. We took sweet counsel together and walked to the house of Yah in company, like chilling together. And that's what I'm saying. So those that we are around should be elevating us to the next level of righteousness. And those that are around us, we should be able to encourage and provoke someone else to the level. Like it's a twofold. It's not one way. And we got to be mindful of that, y'all. We got to be mindful of the fact that it's not one way. All relationships are two-way. All of them, right? You know how people say, treat people the way you want to be treated. That's bogus, man. It's bogus because people don't, right? What it should be, or the phrase or the quote should be who you have a desire to be treated like. So if we want somebody to be loving and kind and honest and loyal and happy and joyous with us or around us, we have to be that. It's not in the same context, right? And with treat people how you want to be treated. No, be who you want somebody to treat you as, right? It makes sense if you let it marinate, y'all, all right? All right, y'all. This is it, man. Quick pop up message. Some other scriptures y'all can go over to build in this same on this same topic would be Proverbs 20 and 19. Again, that's Psalms 1, Psalms 119 and 1, Psalms 119 and 115, Proverbs 14 verses 6 through 7, Proverbs 4 verses 14 through 15, Ephesians 6 verse 8, and I would definitely recommend reading Ecclesiasticus chapter 23 in the Apocrypha, also known as Sirach, and Psalms 55. You know, shoot, read that whole chapter, but verses 14, 16, 17, 20 through 23 are definitely verses to highlight, right? So again, y'all, just watch the company you keep, but also be reminded that that comes back to you. So be mindful of that it applies to you first. Is the fingers, if you will, go to you first. Yes, we got to watch the company we keep and watch the company that they keep, but we also have to know what type of company that we are, right? So everything starts with the Most High first above all, right? And then with ourselves. You know, sometimes we automatically say, you know, start with self first, because it's a given that everything starts with the Most High first, right? So be about the Most High's business, y'all, from within first and then on the outer, right? May the Most High bless and keep each and every one of us as we continue to go forth through this day. Many blessings, my beautiful people. Shalom, shalom, peace, peace. All right, shalom, family. Just wanted to jump in real quick just to add this last scripture. Was reading and came across the scripture, and I'm like, yo, did it be perfect to add to this particular subject topic, right? Definitely, you know, I mean, continue to examine the word. Add this scripture to your list as you continue to study, and build and examine this particular topic, right? So, Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 13, we're going to read verses 15 through 18 real quick, okay? Verse 15, starting at verse 15. Every beast loves his like, and every man loves his neighbor. All flesh consorts according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. Peep that. What fellowship has the wolf with the lamb? Question. So the sinner with the righteous. What agreement is there between the hyena and a dog? Question. And what peace between the rich and the poor? Question. And this is so important because this again shows that the company we speak, the company that we keep speaks volumes about us. Those who we build with, those who we linger amongst, those who we conversate with, it does say things about us as an individual. And this is why we must first look within self, examine self. We did a study, Most High be praised, on our Shabbat class, and it was about where do we stand with Yah, right? All those things start within. We must trust Yah enough to look within. We have to start with self when it comes to everything, everything. So the company we speak, the company that we keep speaks volumes about us as an individual, about who we are, about what's going on inside of us. So be mindful of that, my beautiful people. All right, y'all. Once again, shalom, shalom. Bless it.